bonding guinea pigs can be so incredibly stressful and so frustrating, but it can also be so incredibly rewarding. They kind of like shake back and forth and they go. Let's talk about how to bond our guinea pigs, some really common questions about bonding your guinea pigs, what to look for, what means that it's not going to go well, what means that it is going well, what are some ways to make you more likely to have successful bonding between your guinea pigs. All of those things and more in this video. And I'll put some chapters down below so you can skip around, watch, rewatch, whatever segments you need. First thing I want to go over is the proper technique for bonding guinea pigs. There's some different things you'll find on the internet. Some people kind of just put them together, and especially if you've never actually done any research on this, you're probably just going to put them together. That's your first instinct. See what happens. I highly recommend you don't do that. Please don't do that. If you get a new guinea pig and you already had one, you do not want to put the new guinea pig in that cage. That is probably the worst thing that you can do, okay? So let's go over some techniques that I suggest and reasons that this technique works versus other techniques. So firstly, you want to put yourself in your guinea pig's shoes, okay? Guinea pigs are prey animals, and that means that by their very nature, they are afraid of things. They run away from things. They're like more skittish. They're less trusting. Just because a guinea pig sees another guinea pig, that does not totally negate all the rest of their nature. Yes, obviously guinea pigs were kind of meant to bond with each other, and you know, a guinea pig bonding with a guinea pig is obviously very possible versus like bonding with a hamster, probably not going to happen. But you still have to remember they're wild animals, and you are introducing a new wild animal to an animal that is already by its very nature very kind of fearful. So keep that in mind. My suggestion for proper bonding, the biggest thing is to take it really slow and to not try to rush it. And then the other big thing is to kind of keep it neutral if you can. You want me to hold you? Remember how I said don't just put one guinea pig in a cage with an old guinea pig? Well, that's because that cage is going to smell very much like the other guinea pig, and that can be a little intimidating for a new guinea pig. So if you already have a guinea pig, and I will also talk about getting 2 brand new guinea pigs. Don't worry. If you already have one guinea pig and you get a new guinea pig and you bring them home, that guinea pig in its mind, they're like,
oh my god, I'm in a new place. I don't know who this person is. Everything is so scary. My whole life has changed. What is going on? Is this place somewhere I'll be for a while? Is this just a stopping ground in between my home? Do I need to fight for my life?
There's so many things going through their mind. They're so stressed out already, generally. You really need to make sure you have a lot of empathy and that you go really slow and gentle and careful with them. What you want to do is set out a very neutral space for them. The way that I like to do that by setting up basically what you would do for floor time. So if you set up like a large playpen for them or a safe room for them that they, you know, can't get hurt, can't hide too much. A lot of times a bathroom works really well unless your bathroom is super tiny, but if you have a bigger bathroom, like a main bathroom, kitchens a lot of times don't have like a lot of furniture and stuff in them, so if you just block off the entryways to the kitchen, then those make really great spaces. So the reason you want to use these spaces, again, it doesn't smell like the other guinea pig. So you now have a neutral space that doesn't smell like any guinea pig. So it's a lot less intimidating. Your guinea pig's a lot more likely to just be curious and wonder what's going on rather than be like, oh my god, I was just put in this spot. I don't know what's going on. What you want to do now is put the 2 guinea pigs in that space and kind of see how they do together. If they immediately just start fighting, you definitely need to slow down. But if things seem to be going well, then you can kind of proceed with the bonding. You might not know what I mean when I say if things seem to be going well. Don't worry, we're going to talk about that in the next chapter. I'll talk about what it looks like if it's going well versus not going well. If it is going well, you can proceed on in your bonding steps. So basically you can give them veggies, see how they do with the veggies. You can put hideys out, still in like your little floor time playpen area, and let them have a little more of a realistic setup. So they have places to hide, they have food to eat, things like that. And if they're still doing really well, then I like to kind of remove them and try again. So, maybe they are alone for the first day. It's not a big deal. It's one day. Maybe in a couple hours, you put them back together. They're still doing great. Awesome. If you've put them together a couple times this first day and they're doing really well the whole time, then you can proceed on to having them live together. When you do have your guinea pigs live together, it's really important to me, in my opinion, that you have a clean cage. So if you already had a guinea pig and you're introducing a new guinea pig, clean the cage. Clean the cage that morning, okay? You don't want this cage to have pee all over it, all right? And I say cage. Generally, I don't really recommend cages. I more recommend like a CNC enclosure, something big like that. But, you don't want your fleece to be covered in pee from your old guinea pig. You don't want bedding to be covered. Whatever kind of bedding it is, doesn't matter. You don't want the hideys to have their scent all over it, their fur all over it, stuff like that. So do a full cage clean the day you're bringing home your new guinea pig, okay? And then if it's doing really well, you can move them in together. And you still want to keep an eye on them. Don't just assume they're going to be fine, because they are now in another new space. So, watch them for half an hour, see how they're doing, and then for the rest of the night, keep an ear out, okay? Because usually you can hear if something's going on, all right? Now, if you have 2 new guinea pigs, you can ignore like the scent things as much. And if things are going really well, move them in, same idea. If things are not going super well, then you want to take it a lot slower. So if you're having floor time and they're like teeth chattering a lot, or one is constantly bullying the other one, and the other one is just like stuck in a corner, will not move because they're scared for their life, then you can take your bonding a little slower and kind of continue to try, but a lot slower. This is more often the case with boys, which we'll talk about later, but boys don't always get along very well. Something that I really like to do is to kind of split the floor time up into 2 spots. So basically you put like a divider down the middle and you can kind of let them get used to each other. And if they seem to be doing well through the fence, then you can remove the fence and try again. If they are still having issues, then you can, try to have them split up in the cage. Split the cage down the middle, have them like that for a few days, continue to try to do some floor time, try to give them some veggies and happy things. Let them explore. Hopefully, slowly it should get better. But if it doesn't, it might not be a good match. And that sucks. But you don't want to have 2 guinea pigs together that are fighting every day. That's I don't know that that's better than them being alone. But that's not the only option, okay? We'll talk about some options later on. So now that you understand proper bonding technique, we are going to talk about some normal behaviors that you might see. So good behaviors or neutral behaviors that you see during bonding that are basically a good sign. If they're not bad behaviors, then they're a good sign. And then we'll talk about bad behaviors. So some normal behaviors, head raising is one. You'll see the guinea pigs kind of come at each other and then go. And basically they're kind of competing on who can be the tallest. And it kind of makes the one who got the tallest feel a little better. They're like, oh, see, you're all the way down there. Look, I'm so good. That's, basically what they're thinking. I'm just kidding. I don't really know what they're thinking. I wish I did. That's kind of a show of dominance. I don't love that word. I think that word has kind of been a little muddled with like dog training and stuff, which is a whole other conversation we're not going to have on this channel. Basically, they're trying to show the other one that, they're big, basically, metaphorically. But head raising is totally normal. Chasing is also very normal. What happens at the end of the chase? Different question. But if you just see them kind of chasing each other around, that is pretty normal. If they're mounting each other, that's also very normal. And mounting, what? You want to say something? Can I bring you to the microphone? Oh, now you're going to be quiet. Mounting is super normal. Mounting is actually, in general, just kind of a display of stress very frequently. If 2 guinea pigs that don't know each other are put together, they're probably going to mount each other. It's a thing a lot of animals do, not just guinea pigs. It's a display of stress. It doesn't even necessarily mean anything about the other being. I have had dogs hump me that love me. And it's just because they're overexcited, they're stressed, they're scared, whatever the case is. It's like they have too much energy in their brain that they can't handle. whether it's like positive or negative, you know? So mounting is very normal. Sniffing or licking each other's booties is a very normal sign. Just like how dogs sniff each other's butts, guinea pigs basically do the same thing. They will sniff each other's booties and sometimes lick them. There is a scent gland or grease gland right here, and that is where they release most of their scent, so makes perfect sense why they would be sniffing the literal scent gland on the other guinea pig. Peeing, normal, especially peeing or scent marking, which is when they rub their booty against the floor. Very normal if they're doing it on the floor or fleece or whatever. Also normal if they're doing it to each other. I actually see this a lot with girls, even though girls generally bond a lot easier and are a lot happier. I very frequently see with girls that they will like pee on each other, and I don't know, I think it's kind of an anatomical difference. From what I can tell, girls have like more of an ability to like shoot their pee out. So the pee will like come out the back of them. So they'll turn around so the back of them is facing the other guinea pig, and then they'll pee right on the guinea pig. For boys, I don't really see that as much. I more see them like, they might try, but they can't like shoot the pee out. But either way, totally normal. Rumble strutting is also very, very normal. When a guinea pig, they kind of like shake back and forth and they go I hope that made sense. I definitely have videos of rumble strutting, so hopefully I can put one of those in there. But rumble strutting is very normal. Two things that are normal but not great. One is teeth chattering. So if they're just kind of teeth chattering in general, not the worst sign, but if they get right up to the other guinea pig and teeth chatter, so they're like, that's not the noise though, that's what it looks like. It's like, this is ridiculous. If they're teeth chattering right in the other guinea pig's face, not a great sign. Not the worst sign. My boys do it every now and again, and they're bonded, but not a great sign. Another not great sign is hiding. And what I mean by that is one guinea pig specifically hiding. So if you have one guinea pig hiding in a corner, trying to stay away from the other guinea pig, will not move, they're basically too scared to come out and live their life, not a good sign. It's better than fighting, but it's not a good sign, because is that what they're gonna look like when they live together? That's not good. Oh, another not good sign, but if it just happens a little bit, it's okay, but it's not great overall, is I call it a piloerection because that's what it's called in the dog world, but it basically means the back of their hair standing on end. So you'll really see it on like the back of their neck and the like top part of their back. Like, so this is her face. It's kind of hard to see. Okay. You'll see this hair standing on end. You can see it really well with short-haired guinea pigs, but basically the hair right here kind of stands up. What's even worse than the bad behaviors that I mentioned is, of course, like actual fighting. The worst kind of fight is when your guinea pigs are in a ball and they are grabbed onto each other and they are biting and scratching. That's really bad. My two bonded male guinea pigs have maybe done that twice, and since I've had them, and I've had them for like 4 years, so that gives you some idea. And I think both times they were literally, one of them was sick, which we'll talk about later. But so if you see that, that is very, very bad. And if you do see that, do not try to grab one of them. It is incredibly dangerous. They will do serious damage. You will get a scar for life. Throw a towel on them or use a towel to grab one of them. If you throw a towel on them, they might stop right away, but if they don't, then you can grab them in the towel. And that's a great way to stop them. If you don't have a towel, which I recommend if you're bonding guinea pigs, have a towel or a blanket ready. Towel's best, it's nice and thick. If you don't, just throw things at them. I don't mean like throw things at them, but I mean like put things in between them, push them away with things, just shove a cereal box or whatever you have available in between them and try to separate them like that. How to know if like a fight's going to start? A lot of times before a fight happens, one guinea pig will they'll kind of bite the fur of the other guinea pig, and you'll literally see the fur coming out of their mouth. It's kind of silly, but they'll bite the fur off the other guinea pig. There's a lot of face involved. You really, with guinea pigs, don't want them to be both mad and in each other's faces. Generally, it's much better if one's mad and the other guinea pig is just like not caring as much. But if they're chattering right in each other's faces, if they're grabbing each other's fur, things like that, and they're very much in each other's faces and they both seem angry, that is a really bad sign. If they're chasing each other, but like also while they're chasing each other, they are chattering their teeth, they are humping, they are doing like all of the bad things I mentioned together at the same time, not a great sign. And you can kind of see by how fast they're moving too. They'll start to move really, really fast and they might be about to fight. But if you're ready, it's fine. Have something ready to, put on top of them to grab them. What are you doing? You're gonna fall. So those are the most common signs that I've seen when guinea pigs are bonding, getting to know each other, all that fun stuff. Okay, a good sign is that they are switching sides. So what I mean by that they're taking turns doing whatever bad or good behaviors they're doing. So if one's mounting the other one, that they get mounted back. If one is purring, that the other one's also purring. If one sniffs his butt, the other one should sniff their butt back. Not necessarily right after. It's not like they're like, you did that, now I'm gonna do it. But basically the idea is that they both feel kind of the same level of comfort and they both feel kind of the same level of bossiness in a way. They're comfortable enough to express themselves rather than one guinea pig just sitting there and getting bullied constantly. That makes sense? Some good signs. Like these are definitely good signs. They're not like more neutral like the other signs were. Some good signs are if they can relax together. So laying down is a clear sign of relaxing. They're probably not going to get relaxed to the point where they close their eyes. That's okay. That'll take a bit of time. But if they are like laying on a hip, what I mean by that is when they lay down, you like can't see one of their feet because it's underneath them. Great sign. That means they're pretty relaxed. If they're in like a sploot, like their legs are behind them, good sign. That means they're relaxed. If they're walking together, whether that be beside each other or in a little guinea pig train where one guinea pig and they're just walking, exploring, amazing sign. If they walk by each other without having any issues, so one guinea pig's just chilling, the other guinea pig just walks by, neither of them rumble struts or anything, great sign. If they groom each other, great sign. It means they like see them as their herd mate already and they want to help them out and groom them. Or it means that one guinea pig is like, hey, I'm nice, I'm gonna groom you now. Same thing with kind of like licking them. Same idea. If they're weaking, if you don't know what a weak is, well, if you're on my channel, you probably know what weaking is, but in case you're very new, it's like the if they're doing that, that's a pretty good sign because that means that they're, happy for some reason. And if they're able to be happy in the presence of the other guinea pig, great sign. If they're snuggling with each other or if they're in like the same hidey together or the same corner together, they're laying down next to each other, anything like that, great sign. Oh, and lastly, if they're sharing food. Sometimes when guinea pigs are not a fan of each other, you give one food, the other one will steal it from them. That part is normal. What's not normal is when the other guinea pig gets really mad about it. So they start like chattering at them, they mount them, something like that, because they're not happy that their food just got stolen and they want it back. Or before they steal it, the other guinea pig just starts doing that because they're mad that the one guinea pig has veggies. Not a great sign. But if they're able to share food without getting mad like that, that's a good sign. So one eats the food, the other one takes it from their mouth and eats some, they take it back. Or if it's like a longer, like it's a carrot or something that's really long, a full piece of lettuce, something like that, and they're each on like either side nibbling it, that's an amazing sign. So those are, the good, the bad, and the ugly of guinea pig bonding behaviors. So use those behaviors to determine how well the bonding is going. And if it's going well, you can progress to the next step of the bonding. If it's not going well, slow down, take a break, give them a day to chill out.
Drink a 7-Up, eat a moon pie.
I want to give you some tips for success. Some things that will make it more likely that the bonding between your new guinea pigs will be successful. Now, if you haven't yet brought home a new guinea pig, or if you're about to go buy 2 guinea pigs, or whatever the case may be, you haven't yet gotten the guinea pig, there are some extra steps for success that'll help you. So one is see if there is like a rescue nearby, or if it's just like a person who's trying to rehome a guinea pig, see if they will let you have like a play date. Or if it's a rescue, you can, foster, but you might end up with a guinea pig longer if you foster it, but it's an option. But ask the person or rescue if you can do a play date. And basically you can do the floor time thing and see how they do together. And you can get a pretty good idea based on just that one interaction if they're gonna like each other. So if you see all the good things, they're probably gonna like each other. So the advantage of having a play date before actually adopting a guinea pig is that you can be like, all right, this doesn't seem like it's a good match, and just try another one. And that way you can have a pretty good idea before you have committed. And that way you're like, oh, it's probably gonna work. Another big tip is choosing the right gender. So girls are much easier to bond. Just any girls, 2 girls together, much easier to bond. A girl with a neutered boy. Let me make sure you heard me. A neutered boy. We are not putting girls with intact boars, okay? A neutered boy. Did you get that? Did you? Audio guys, you get that? I'm the audio guy. It's me. Anyway, if you put a girl with a neutered boy, they will probably do fairly well. However, boys, any 2 boys, less likely. Now, 2 boys, it's a necessity. If you have a boy, you need another boy. I'm just saying that it can be harder to bond them, and you may want to go more of the play date route if you can. 2 or more girls will do well together, usually. Girls just seem to threaten each other a lot less, so they're just a lot more happy to accept a new girl into the group, you know? And so with girls, you can also get away with larger groups, whereas with boys, generally, you're just going to have 2 of them. If you have 2 boys that are very happy together, please just don't try to add a 3rd boy. It's just not worth it. You can break the bond of the original 2 boys, and it's just not a risk that you should take, in my humble opinion. But with girls, you totally can. So if you think you want a bigger herd, maybe consider going girls instead of boys. However, it's always an option to just have guinea pigs side by side. I currently have 3 girls and 2 boys, but they're completely separate. They love to try to get into each other's cages, but they do not get into each other's cages. And they're all happy. Mostly. My boys they're mostly happy. Another thing is if you do get a baby, this is kind of a long-term thing. If you do get a baby, I recommend you socialize them. And what I mean by that is introduce them to other guinea pigs. Babies are very non-threatening, so if you kind of let a baby meet other guinea pigs, then that baby will get more used to understanding guinea pig language, and that baby will understand how to interact with other guinea pigs that it meets. So later in its life, if you do want to bond it with more guinea pigs, you'll have a better chance of success. And that's like the same thing with dogs. You may have heard that, like a dog, you need to socialize when it's a puppy, because when it gets older, it's kind of set in its ways. It's the same idea with a guinea pig. If a guinea pig has only ever known themselves and their sister their whole entire life, they're not going to understand. They're going to have like a very secluded dynamic between them and the one guinea pig they know, and that's all that they know. But I'm not saying this is easy, but if you're able to introduce them to a couple other guinea pigs while they're still, under 4 months old, it'll kind of help them develop socially, mentally. The last kind of gender age thing to consider is whether it's a baby. So if you have a guinea pig, or you know that one of the guinea pigs you're getting is an older guinea pig, pairing them with a baby is usually a lot more likely to work. So babies are very non-threatening, babies are very sweet, babies will run away from you, babies will not threaten you, babies will usually not bully you, and they're tiny, so they don't look scary. So generally, if you have an adult, you add a baby, generally they'll get along. Another tip for success is to have a big area. So whether you're in the process of bonding or you've already bonded, have a big area. If you have a tiny Midwest cage with a divider in the middle, your guinea pigs are not gonna be able to run away from each other. And they're going to feel like they need to threaten the other guinea pig more frequently because they want that space. There's not a lot of room. If one guinea pig isn't feeling safe, there's not much that they can do about it. There's really nowhere they can go. Whereas if you were in a larger cage, you have multiple Heidies. I always suggest having at least 2 Heidies per pig until you get into the big numbers. But like if you have 2 pigs, have 4 Heidies. And that way they always have a new Heidi to pick. If the Heidi they really want the other guinea pigs in it, they can either A, say, hey, I want that Heidi. And the other guinea pig is like, fine, there's other ones. It's not a big deal. Or they can say, oh, my friend's in that Heidi. Okay, I guess I'll go settle for one of these other ones. But if there's only 1 or 2 Heidis, it's a lot more likely that they're going to be like, no, I really, really want that Heidi, actually. That's my favorite one. I really want that one. So if you have more Heidis, you have more space, you have more things, then your guinea pigs are a lot less likely to fight over them. And speaking of things, have multiple chew toys. When you give them veggies, split the veggies up. Don't just like throw one piece of lettuce that they have to fight over in there. Split it up, spread it out, give them multiple toys. Have 2 water bottles, especially if you have males, because men, they'd be fighting over the water bottles. You've seen the Stanley cups. I'm just kidding. But that's probably not men. I don't actually have any idea. It's a cup. Anyway, this is not about Stanley. 2 water bottles. Have a hay bag big enough that they don't have to fight over it, or have 2 bags if they're still kind of iffy with each other. And yeah, if you just have more space and more things, they don't need to fight over anything, right? And they might. They will. They probably still will, but you know, there's less chance. They have more chances to make the right choice. So that's better. The last thing that's really important when it comes to having a successful bonding or having a bond not get broken is that your guinea pig is healthy. And I know a lot of times we overlook this. We don't think about it. Guinea pigs do a really good job at hiding their illness. But if your guinea pig gets sick, the other one is going to know. And the other one's either going to be stressed out because your guinea pig is sick, or they're going to be like, I can take what I want because you're not feeling well. You can't fight for it. So it's going to mess with the dynamic. It's going to stress the guinea pigs out in general. It's going to make the one guinea pig an easy target. So be really vigilant about take your guinea pigs to the vet once or twice a year for a regular checkup. If you're not in the best financial situation, I would recommend having health insurance for the guinea pigs. Yes, that's a thing. I'll put a link down below. Nationwide has health insurance for guinea pigs. My guinea pigs have health insurance. Well, you don't. I just got you. Don't look at me like that. I just got you. And be really vigilant about health checks. So, every day you want to watch your guinea pigs eat their veggies, make sure that veggie gets eaten so you know that their teeth are working. You want to weigh your guinea pigs weekly. You want to kind of look at their fur, see if they have any like bald spots or anything like that. All that fun stuff. Actually, speaking of health checks, I actually made a free care chart for you guys. And when I say care chart, first of all, I don't mean that it's an ugly Excel spreadsheet. Like, love you Excel, but that's not what we're talking about. I made a beautiful chart that you're going to want to print out and you're going to want to use because it's pretty. And it has every single task split up into do this every day, and then you can check it off, which feels so nice. You're like, damn, look, I did these 10 tasks today. Oh, I'm such a good guinea pig parent. It has tasks. It's like, do these all daily, do these all weekly, do these monthly, do these yearly. And then you can check them off. You know for a fact that you did everything that you need to. And you know what you still need to do that week, that month, that year. And it's all there, nice and handy. And it also has a weight chart. So you could say, oh my God, I did not realize you weighed 10 grams less last week. And you can keep track of all that stuff. So if you want to get my free care charts, they're totally free. If you want to get my free care charts, the link is in the description. You just have to sign up for my email list. All I'm asking for is your email, and I'm not going to spam you, I promise. I'm just going to send you like some cute little helpful tips and things like that. So sign up for my email list. Link is in the description. And if you do that, you will get my free care charts. And I've actually found that they're like genuinely useful. I have like ADHD. Let me tell you. Knowing for a fact that I did the thing, I'll be like, oh, I cut their nails last week. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You cut those nails a month ago. Yeah, that's me. So this will help with that. Okay, a tip I forgot to mention is confidence and floor time and enrichment. So if your guinea pig feels a lot more confident, if they feel a lot more enriched, they're also going to be happier, which is going to keep them happier and help prevent any bonds from breaking. So make sure you're giving your guinea pigs floor time every day, half an hour to an hour of floor time. Make sure that you're enriching them, whether that be like with food toys, spreading out their veggies, hiding things for them, giving them new chew toys, things like that. Those things will help to keep them like mentally healthy. Things like that are also important. You wouldn't think of it like that, but Things like that are going to keep their mental health a lot more in check. And if their mental health is more in check, their social health is going to be more in check. So the last thing I want to talk about is breaking bonds, which is a very sad topic, but it is something that happens. So breaking bonds means that you have two guinea pigs that are bonded and have been living happily ever after, but it's not ever after. They start to fight. They start to get upset with each other. They just start to seem a lot less happy together. Breaking bonds can happen for a variety of reasons. So, like I mentioned before, one could be sick, and that is always the first thing that I check. If I notice that it seems like bonds are breaking, I'm always like, make sure you take them to the vet, do your health checks, make sure everything's good. If that is good, it could be that their personalities are changing. One could be a teenager now and trying to threaten the other one. One could just be getting older and they're just tired of their brother's shiz. Maple. It's just a thing that happens. What you can do is try to rebond them. So if your guinea pigs are fighting, absolutely separate them. You need to keep your guinea pigs safe. I know it's sad. I know you want to keep them together because you know that it's important for there to be two guinea pigs. Let me say that again. It's important for you to have at least two guinea pigs. I don't care what your friend says. You need at least two guinea pigs. But it's more important that they don't die, okay? That they don't get an infection. So as hard as it is, you might need to separate them if they're fighting. And then you can give them a couple days to chill out. You can check them, bring them to the vet. You know, that's a great time to bring them to the vet, is when you already had to separate them anyway. And then if they are doing well and they're healthy, you can try to rebond them. So you can start to give them floor time again. You know, you're chaperoning it, you're making sure everything's going well, and basically just do the bonding procedure again. I definitely had to do that with my guinea pigs when Maple got sick. I had to separate them. They were separated for like 2 weeks maybe while Maple got better. And then I basically rebonded them. So you might have to do that. It's sad, but it's a thing. Sometimes you can't rebond them, and you need to be aware of that. It's a thing that happens. I'm sorry, it sucks. You can keep them together next to each other. Even better, if you're able to, is get another guinea pig. Say you have two boys. It's usually going to happen with boys. I'm just being honest. Say you have two boys and their bond breaks. You can separate them and then try to get two more boys, partners for them. And now you have 4 guinea pigs. I mean, why would you not want to double your guinea pigs in one day? I know that's unrealistic, and you know, you might end up having to rehome one and trying to find the other one a new one, and that sucks, but that might be the case. Maybe you switch with someone else who's having the same problem. Just ideas. Facebook, by the way, is a great place to find guinea pigs if you don't have a rescue near you. Lastly, it's super helpful if you can get comfortable with how bonding looks. Get a good idea of how bonding looks. And you might say, Kim, how the heck am I going to do that? I only have 2 guinea pigs. Let me tell you how you're going to do that. You're going to go to Scotty's Animals page. You've probably heard of him if you're on guinea pig YouTube. But if you haven't, I will link his bonding series down below. But Scotty, he's been volunteering for the LA Guinea Pig Rescue for a while. So he's bonded a heck of a lot of pigs. So he's a great resource in general for guinea pigs, but especially for bonding. I recommend you just go watch. He just has videos where it's literally just the guinea pigs bonding. I mean, a lot of times the people are asking questions and stuff, which great. Good for my ADHD brain. I get to watch 2 things at once. But he just has the camera with the guinea pigs, and he's just trying new guinea pigs, and you just get to see the different behaviors, and then you can just really get a good feel for what the different bonding looks like. And if you have a better feel of that and a better understanding, you're going to feel a lot more confident to bond your own guinea pigs. And if that means you wait a day to bond your guinea pigs while you binge all of Scotty's Animals content, that's totally fine. Your guinea pigs will be okay for a day, okay? You feeling confident, you feeling happy, you not being stressed, because your stress can transfer to them, will absolutely help. So, highly recommend his channel in general, but especially just to watch the guinea pigs bonding. Watching just guinea pigs do things, the best way to learn about guinea pigs, I swear. Did you know we post guinea pig education and entertainment all the time, from shorts to long form? Speaking of things that'll be really helpful, YouTube thinks these things will be helpful, so check them out. Thanks, bye! I don't really know how I do it. Did you just kiss me? That's so sweet.